My dad was the hardest working, most family devoted person I've ever known. He loved the lumberyard, he loved his family, and everything he did was for those two things in his life.
My dad was a hardworking person. He was dedicated to his work, dedicated to his family. He accomplished a lot in his short time.
Oh, he valued his family most. He was proud of his family. He was proud of his company and his community and his dealers.
Hence, that's why Lezzer lumber colors are what they are. My dad enjoyed spending time with his friends and his family.
He valued his family and he valued his business very much. Seeing him with my kids and interacting with my grandkids.
My dad, Ken, unfortunately passed away when he was 51 years old of cancer. I was 12 at the time. I have a lot of memories of him, but I wish he was around a little longer so I could learn more from him.
I guess my memories of my dad is being really hardworking, kind, and very affable. He was friendly to people and people liked him a lot. And he loved his family. Some of his last days, he talked about how important his family was. So.
We did a lot of family things together. Anytime we'd go somewhere, we'd have my grandma and granddad with us, my uncle, my cousins, and we would, just do things as a family. So he just showed how important family is and, how it's important to take care of your family members.
He was a great dad and a great grandfather and a great great-grandfather. You had to care for your family. That was the main thing.
He shaped my life never really by teaching, it was always by example. He taught us a work ethic and he taught us to have integrity in things that we did.
My father influenced my life by his work ethic, his importance of family.
Do the right thing. No matter what, do the right thing and be fair and honest to everybody.
I saw through him how you had to work hard to get where you wanted to be.
We learned by following his example.
I think his dedication to work was passed along to us.
My dad and Mo used to work all day, come home for dinner, and then go back to work at night in the lumberyard until it was dark. And that work ethic's been instilled in me my whole life.
He was always the type of person that if something needs to be done, well, you just do it, which I try to emulate that sometimes as much as I can.
And I think he always tried to lead his life with integrity and do the right thing.
My dad would have liked to see the legacy continue that he and his father and his brother started.
They set the tone for this company and hopefully we're carrying on their legacy.
I know years after my dad's passing, I've had a lot of employees, customers, and vendors come up to me and say how much they liked him and respected him.
He was the hardest working guy I ever knew. He was the most generous person I ever knew. They just taught us how to work and how to treat people. And I think that's where the family aspect of our business comes from, is that we try to treat everybody fairly and provide for them.
We have, a lot of employees here that have been here for over 30-some years. People want to stay, and they want to stay here and work, so that's nice.
They were very much involved in supporting our community. There was never any cause or fundraiser or something that they weren't completely supportive of.
I think he would have liked to see his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren in the business, but I know he's proud of where it's led up until now. He's very proud of what he did and what my brothers and Casey did.
I remember the time being at the store with him when a customer called in with a material list of about 20, 30 items, and he named off every price of that whole job without looking in the price book one time.
In today's world, he would have a lot of job titles. He was store manager, he was a buyer, he was outside sales, he was accounts receivable.
The buying, the purchasing, counter sales, contractor sales. There were times when he would be doing like the layouts for the ads for the newspapers at home and be cutting things out and putting it together. So Just a very hardworking individual.
I think the impact that my dad and Maurice had on this store today is being bold enough to want to expand into other areas.
They could have just stayed in the Curve and Sole Du Bois area, but they chose to branch out and go into different areas. And that probably took a lot of courage at the time to do that, because you're going into somewhere where you're not sure if you're going to do well or not.
I think the biggest impact my dad and Mo had on this company was the work ethic that all of us take every day going to work, trying to build this company and being one of the best lumber and building material dealers in the country.
Well, I think their dedication and their work ethic inspired the people that work here, because they've been here. There's so many of them that have been here 30, 40 years, and it has to be from some reason that they had the dedication that Dad had. They must have seen what that accomplishment was like.
Certainly the work ethic that both of them had. They both worked hard. They lived their whole life to grow this business, and I think they passed that work ethic down to us kids.
I think we're doing things that he would be very happy that we were doing and appreciative.
My dad valued our family and a passion to see the lumberyard grow. I know he took great pride in growing the company from what his father started in 1927 to the 6 locations that we grew to when he passed away in 1983.